Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight.
Oh, we are here. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about it. We got issues. It is Happy Love Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. You have tuned in to We Got Issues with the Force of Friendship at 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is about me, but at 6 p.m. my energy goes whoop. It's going to be the girlfriends on We Got Issues. Now, you want to talk about kindred spirits. Ask us, have we talked together? We haven't even hardly texted today. And here we come with red shirts and red lipstick. I knew she was going to bring it. You guys, we're missing our girlfriend. No, first, let me say, this is Gloria Mayfield Banks. So if this is your first time tuning in to We Got Issues, we're so happy to have you here with us. If this is your first time, welcome. And you know how we do. We say, bring a friend. So we're excited. We love growing our tribe. And we love to welcome you into the new girlfriends. We're hailing this station is out of Detroit, one of the oldest Black radio stations in the world. We're so excited, but we're so excited to be an international talk show. And so we're excited to be here with you today. Now, Crisette, one of our girlfriends, she is in Mexico living her best life. We saw her tuned into the Super Bowl yesterday from Mexico. So excited. Caterina, we believe, is on the radio. But first, we're going to check on over there to Sabrina Goodwin Monday. Oh, my goodness. Looking absolutely gorgeous on this very happy Valentine's Day, girl. The lips, the shirt, the earrings. Girl, bring the love. What's going on, Sabrina? Happy Valentine's. On Facebook. I don't know. Sabrina is muted on Facebook.
Can you hear me now? You're muted, Dorothy says. Okay, is that better? Let me know. Can you hear me, you guys? Can you hear me?
Maybe you need to turn it up. Is your volume up? I don't know. That should be that should not be the. Don't let me tell you what to do technically. Yeah. That is not.
Okay. Hopefully they can hear me now.
Hopefully they can now. They got you.
Where it's red. Today is Red Day, and I tell you, happy Valentine's, Gloria. Girlfriends make the world go round. I did a post on my social media that said, self-love is the best love. So don't feel down if you don't have a man, if you don't have a boo, baby, love on yourself. Because when you love on yourself good, more better, then you have greater love to give others. And so just happy Valentine's Day. It is a day of love. I do believe that we should practice this kind of love 365 days a year. We shouldn't wait until Valentine's Day to be so loving, so kind, so gentle.
Right.
And so this Girlfriends Tribe, we know that we love hard. We correct hard. We talk a lot of noise, but we know that the core is love. And so happy Valentine's Day, Tribe. Yes. Let's go to Caterina out there on the left coast, the West Coast, home of the state of the Super Bowl champs.
State, I'm telling you, oh my gosh, we took Mom to lunch in San Francisco and just celebrating her, my favorite girl, for Valentine's Day. And so it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the city. It's a beautiful day as we drive back from Oaktown right now, and so happy to be on the radio. And we got stuff to talk about. Gloria is so good. Everybody. She is the Monday morning quarterback. Monday evening quarterback. We don't talk football today, and
full of so much good stuff going on, you guys. A lot of energy going on, stuff going on. Okay, so first let me tell you this to the tribe. Okay, tribe, I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to you right now because we know that everybody's got something about love, something. Loving yourself, loving your parents, loving your kids, loving your son. Maybe you got some flowers. Y'all, maybe you didn't. Okay, whatever. But call us in. Call us at 313-778-7600. We want to hear your voice. And if you've never called before, we definitely want you, even if you call and say, hey, I just love y'all. You know, we want to get some callers today because it makes it so much fun to do that. You guys, seriously, Caterina's right. There's so much news. It's hard to know where to start. I was like, okay, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about the love for the halftime show. Let's talk about love because it's Valentine's Day. Let's talk about the news, love. So let's go to a little bit of news between us. What is going on with the news? What's the first piece of news we want to talk about? What's the first piece of news we want to talk about? Caterina, you got a piece that you want to talk about first?
I'm trying to look at my list. Okay, well, let me talk about this because let me say this. When
Aaron Jackson, who was the first Black speed skater to ever win, the first African-American speed skater to win the 500. And you know, thank goodness for girlfriends. Sabrina put it in the text. I would have missed it because I was down under in the midst of Super Bowl. Could not believe that the Olympics were happening right after the Super Bowl. But I was so excited. I went back, I watched it, I went back and listened 2 or 3 times. Her story was amazing. Her story was amazing. What'd you hear about her story, Sabrina?
You know, we talked on the show the other day about so few African Americans participating in the Winter Olympics because just normally, historically, traditionally, it's not our sport. Cold sports are not our sport. We don't like the cold. We don't live in the cold. We don't do the cold. Okay. And so, so great for Aaron to pop out there, be the first African-American to win in this sport. You guys, can you believe she's only been doing it for 6 years? She has only been working on this skill set for 6 doggone years. And
that's
now
crazy.
Here she is. So the moral to the story is it's never too late to start something big. It's never too late to become great at something good, you know?
Right.
You just have to have a dream. You have to have a dream in your heart. And it was so awesome to see her family cheering for her back home.
Yes.
It was just
Sabrina,
amazing.
did she have some kind of, was she in sports at all before she started the skating? Do you know?
One of our viewers our readers, listeners, whoever you are, chime in because I was asking Kenny. I was like, she's got to come from a track background, something. You don't develop that kind of strength, speed, skill set from nowhere. So I'm not real sure. He never answered me that question.
Right. Because I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, how could she do this in 6 years? Did you see the size of her thighs, the intensity in her eyes? She wasn't even shaken by the environment. She was so cool, calm, and collected. It was
okay. They said she was on a roller derby team. Roller derby team.
Wow, okay. Roller derby team to the Olympics and a gold medal. Okay, so who heard her story about how she got there? Did you hear that part, Sabrina?
Somebody gave her the spot, right?
The world champion, not just U.S. champion, the world champion, 4 times world champion, gave her the spot. She was on the team, gave her the spot because she didn't do well, I guess, in the trials. Gave her the
wasn't even supposed to be there. Wasn't even supposed to be there. See, another lesson. God will give you, God will put you in places that nobody else thinks you belong. But you gotta be faithful and know that God is gonna put you where you're not even supposed to belong and show up and show out. Oh my goodness. What a story. What a story.
That was so juicy. And then the girl who gave up her spot thought she was giving up her spot to even go. And she ends up able to go and she was able to race, which was crazy. I mean, again, another story. You know, when you serve so much bigger than you think you can, we always say this all the time. What you put into the world comes back to you tenfold. And then the woman was on an interview with her and she said, I could not see it any other way. I could not see Aaron not going because she knew Aaron's talent and she knew what she was going to do for the team. And so again, she said something that I thought was really powerful. She said it wasn't about me and it wasn't about Aaron. It was about the team. Who would be best for the team? And you guys, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of compassion even to do something that's so good for the team, to move yourself out of the Olympics.
That's right.
Come on
That's
now.
right.
Who would volunteer
Big.
their spot away
Nobody.
from the Olympics? So, right, nobody. So, that's
Nobody.
going to be a big time story. That's going to be a big time story. So many stories today. So many stories today. What else hit the news today? What else hit the news before we get over here? Anything else?
To talk football,
Yeah.
but the two love stories were, and I was trying to look up the name. You saw one of the Rams players got engaged right after the game. Yeah. Another one had a baby. Who was it? Yes. One of the people at 7 and had a baby at 9. I mean, you talk about love. That's some winning all in one day.
Oh, you guys, that was so good because when they showed that he was a running back. I mean, and he ran out of that stadium right after the game. He didn't get to do any of the celebration, and that was his second baby. And they showed him running. I think he ran to the hospital faster. He ran up and down that field. He ran to the hospital and made it on time. And then he said, I love his quote, y'all. Talk about Happy Valentine's Day. His quote was, I got 3 gifts today. I got my wife, I got my baby, and I got the Super Bowl. And you know what I loved about that is that he did not miss the fact that her having a baby is such a dangerous thing. And he said, I got my wife, so that was some huge love. And I thought, I don't know what his name is. And then to watch, how we love, to watch the guy,
Taylor Rapp, who got engaged. Taylor Rapp, 2 rings in one night. Ram safety, Taylor Rapp, R-A-P-P, on the rap day.
Right, 2 rings in one night. That is so good. And she looks so happy. So that's great. That's great. So Chris is chiming in. Chris, what was it like to see the Super Bowl from Mexico? What was it like?
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. When I tell you, we had an amazing time. They had 6 screens everywhere.
Wow.
They had all of the food that you could ever imagine. I mean, they were, being safe, as much as they could be. We had a table. The tables were separated. So, we felt really comfortable at the table that we were. But when I tell you, watching the Super Bowl was so funny, with the ladies at the table, they were talking football. And the one lady looked at me and said, I got a feeling that if you could, you would be doing something else. And I said, no, I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I said, because my girlfriend, Super Bowl, and the football, I said, if I tell them that I had an opportunity to watch the Super Bowl and I did something else, they would not be my friend anymore. So I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. Plus, Matthew Stafford is from the Lions, and he played for the Lions forever and a day. So we were really, really for the Rams because we really wanted him to get a ring because he really was a good player when he was in Detroit. He did so many things in the city and just was so generous. So, we, even though he was traded, we still love him and so watch that, and that was good. But I just called in to say happy Valentine's to we got issues, all of our callers, all of our listeners, our Facebook,
we have
matter
to get
where
our
we
little
go.
minute in. If we have to get it here or get it there. We're going to come back to Caterina after the break and get some more news. There's so much going on, you guys. We're so excited. We're talking football. We're talking half show. We're talking love stories. Oh, my goodness. We'll see you in just a minute. We got issues at 9:10 a.m. at the Superstation. Talk to you in a minute. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about it. Okay, there's a lot to talk about. We got to go to the Super Bowl. We have got to go to the Super Bowl. But before we go to the Super Bowl, let's talk about the show before the Super Bowl. Mary Mary singing that. Did you see the Mary Mary thing? Now, I missed Mary Mary.
Yeah, yep. Gloria, you know, we were traveling. We came back from Oklahoma for my aunt's funeral. And so we were traveling, and Kenny was like, "Why did you book this flight this time of day?" I was like, "Boy, I wasn't even thinking about no Super Bowl." Okay. When I booked that flight, I wasn't even thinking. And so we landed right when the Super Bowl was starting. So we missed all the pregame stuff. And he has it all set up on his iPad because we're an hour from the airport where we live. So we could watch the football game on his iPad in the car. And it was just crazy. He was going to find it one way or another. But we missed Mary Mary. Tell me all about it. Did you see it, Gloria?
Wait a minute. I know you did not have a play. Oh, see, now that's divorce. That's divorce right there. That's on Love Day. I cannot believe you had that man miss the pre-show for. Oh my goodness. I should have known better. Oh my goodness. I mean, for real. Caterina, did you see Mary Mary?
I saw Mary Mary, and I was, they're from there, so it's so much that I just was thinking about the energy of how they felt. Because they weren't inside the stadium; they were singing outside the stadium, and I mean that's just the hood where they grew up, and because that wasn't there. Everybody was making fun of this. They're not showing you all that's happening around it. It didn't look like they were in the hood, okay, right, the Super Bowl. But seeing Mary Mary, perform, it was really amazing to know, a little bit about them. They're growing up, their whole thing. So, they look amazing. I mean, everybody. They're from there. They're from that area. They're from there. Yeah, that's where they're from. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did not know that. So big deal. Yeah. So it was all LA. I said, it really was. So I know it was. the fact that LA was in the game and there was so much LA there, you know, it was a little bit definitely a little bit slanted. So it was they were good. They were amazing.
Yeah, it was so high. And then when Mickey Geist ever stood up and sang the national anthem, I thought it was a loop because I am a big Mickey Geist fan. She's an amazing country singer, black country singer, and one of her first hit songs is what's the name of the song? I can't remember, but it's something about if you were black too. And it just, she wrote it when she was feeling at one of her downest moments. She wrote it when she felt so victimized for being a black country singer. And then it comes out to be this enormous hit. She's gotten a ton of awards, and then they put her on the national anthem. And she used to talk to me back and forth on Instagram. I would DM her, and she would hit me back. I was like, oh, I started screaming. We had guests over here. They were like, what is wrong with you? I was like, Mickey Geist. So I was beyond surreal, but that's just got to me. So that was really
Does she still talk to you? Now that she's a really good star, does she still talk to you?
Yeah, that's shady. It's a girl being shady. I saw her hit her up yesterday.
After the question, she used to talk to me. She used to DM me. I want to know if the sister still talks to Gloria Mayfield Banks.
You know what? I hate it when you listen so good. But here's the deal. I had not hit her up, but I did hit her up yesterday. So I said to myself, I'm going to hit her up. I said the same thing to do. I hit her up, and I said I'm going to give her a couple days. Because I bet a lot of people talk to her after that. I mean, when you guys hear these numbers that happen to the stars after the SuperBowl, it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I want to tell you guys again, call us. You know you haven't called in before, so you know you can take this number down, 313-778-7600, and limit your voice. Give us your voice. Let us know that you're listening, because we're going to talk about Super Bowl right now. We got Marathon on the call. Marathon, are you there?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, Marathon, how are you?
Good. I was just calling to wish y'all a happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's so good, Marathon. That is so nice. We wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
It sounds like it's hard to get you all in one place. Sound like y'all all spread out or something.
Tell it, Marathon. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. We are all over the place. We are all over the place. If you guys are riding and riding with us. We're happy to have you.
I didn't want nothing. I just wanted to say hi.
Okay, happy Valentine's Day, Marathon. You see, you guys, callers like that make us so happy. Marathon made us so happy. Put a smile on our face. Smile on our face. Okay, you guys, listen. This Super Bowl game was outrageous. First, Super Bowl started in LA. The very first Super Bowl was in LA, and this is Super Bowl 56 in LA. Again, you guys, 150,000 visitors in Los Angeles for the Super Bowl, bringing in $477 million for just the game, you guys. Just the game. Let me give you guys some facts. This is so great. The very first Super Bowl was done in 1967. Last year, Los Angeles added 2,100 new rooms. In a pandemic, LA added, because you know what? It's so interesting right now. We're talking about Super Bowl Winter Olympics, Super Bowl Winter Olympics, how big a sport is. And one of the things that I've loved about the Olympics, I said it last week on the show, and I've said it again about the Super Bowl, it just gives you so much pride. I mean, so much pride. To think about all the people around the world. How about all of our citizens that live in different areas of the world getting up in the middle of the night to watch the Super Bowl? It brings a whole lot of pride. So just this, all the rooms were booked. Every dang on room in LA was booked. An average rate of $445. So we know, can you imagine going to Holiday Inn and paying $445? You going to have to pay it if you want to go to the Super Bowl? So crazy. Beverly Hills, huh?
Boy, I was going to say, did you see that I sent y'all the meme? Angelique took a picture of somebody saying, want to park here? $300. They were selling parking for $300.
You know what? I thought that was a joke, Caterina.
That was real. She took a picture of it on the street. Because it's in the neighborhood. People were selling their spots, parking space, $300 a while.
Now that is funny, but at the Beverly Hills Hotel and the Hotel Bel Air. Those rooms were going for $2,000 a night. Guys, it's so crazy. And some people were talking about how women were accessorizing themselves. One woman talked about she did some luxury shopping for one of her clients who accessorized herself to the tune of $75,000 for the game. I don't know about her, but I don't know how. She said she had on blue and yellow. She bought a blue and yellow Hermes bag, Birkin bag, $75,000. The price of the ticket was going up to $6,300. Oh, and let's talk about the stars. The stars that was there. Y'all see my boy LeBron. LeBron was in the audience. Oh my God. You get to all the children on that man. And I had fun. He is tripping. And Kenny was boy. You talking about Floyd Mayweather? Who had it? If you had several people, you said, no. I just don't tell us where all that. I said, well, try it. And that boy had it all hard, didn't he? He was tripping, baby. He was tripping. What do you think, Caterina? I said, are you talking about Floyd Mayweather, Sabrina? No, we're talking about LeBron James. Okay, I heard you say LeBron, but Floyd Mayweather he won the jewelry contest. He had on a nice toy, 300, 400 carats. I don't know how many carats he had on. You know Floyd came through. Yeah, that's a lie. Google him. So I didn't even know that. And then Dorothy talking about J-Lo and Ben were in the audience. I know she was right there with her man. That was so they all came out. They said they had all the celebrities were coming out in LA. And what they all lived there. What about Rock opening up SuperBowl? Did you see that, Caterina? I saw him, and I was on Twitter. That's the only time I go to Twitter is for sports because I just like to tweet what's trending. Every time something happens, the Rock was trending. They were like, why don't you just shoot up and get right in the game? Look at all. For real, Rock could have seriously played that game. His guns, oh my God, I just didn't know his arms were like that, you guys, and that's without any enhancement, no filter, no nothing. His arms were like two weights together. They were huge, but he really brought the heat when he opened it up. That was really good. This new stadium, you guys, that's in LA. Wow. Yeah, this is real big. LA and Clippers it's just a $5 billion. Can you believe that? The stadium now. The stadium went for $5 billion, and it has a crowd capacity of 70,240 people. I mean, $5 billion. $5 billion for the stadium. And without a doubt, with these numbers, they're gonna make that money back. Like it's not even an issue. I mean, it was just you could be in the midst of it. You guys, listen. They were expected to sell 9,000 pizzas, 8,000 cheeseburgers, 1,000 pounds of lobster salad, 1,000 pounds of pork belly, 3,600 soy dip eggs. A bartender for the suite was going at $300. I mean, it was just decadent going there. And the Super Bowl suite, some of the suites were going for $1.5 million. Come on now. That's how much money they have flowing out there. People talk about there's no money. $1.5 million for a suite and $56,000 for the front row. If you want a front row, not a suite. Not no food. Not no parking there. If you just want to sit in the front, you will be going to pay $56,000 for just a seat. I mean, really, quite amazing. They talked about the fact that Crisette brought this up about the player that the Matt Stafford was quarterback for Detroit. We're going to ask.
Yeah, he's from Texas. He went to high school in Texas. Yeah.
Right. We got to go back to that because Kenny knows him.
Well, I
any masks. You're right, Dorothy. Nobody was wearing no mask up in there. They were hollering, screaming. They were feeling no pain up in there. I did not see not one mask, not one. I'm just going to say that, not one. Guys, Crisette brought that up. Matt Stafford, I hope I'm saying his name right, he's from Texas, but he came out of Detroit. He played Detroit for a long time, and he played 12 years. 12 years he played. 12 years. 12 years, you guys. 12 years he played, and Detroit has never been to a Super Bowl. Never been to a Super Bowl, and he was a first-round draft pick, and so he's never won. 12 years he could never get a surrounding team. And remember when LeBron left Ohio because he did not have the surrounding team, and it was a big old controversy. And LeBron was, I want to win. I want to win. So tell us a little bit more about Matt growing up in Kenny Moses.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford, when we were living in Texas, Kenny coached a private
high school, Bishop Lynch. And Matt went to Highland Park, which is a very well-known private school. When I tell you, when we played them, they beat us like 64-7, something crazy. And Kenny was just like, that boy is bad. Watch that quarterback. Watch that quarterback. And he ended up being one of the most highly recruited quarterbacks out of high school way back then. So he's been amazing for a long time. So recruited right out of high school. I think he might even graduated a little early, went to Georgia, then went to Detroit, played there, had a stellar career. So just really happy for him. So deserving. It's not like he's new to the league. He is so deserving of that Super Bowl championship for sure. Yeah.
Right. And he's got an amazing life story too. His wife had brain surgery, and she's a mother of 4 little girls. They have 4 little girls. And I do love the backstories. The backstories are so amazing. And when she talks about him and their life, we love that. I remember when we had that football player on our show once, and the wife of a basketball player, I think it was. Anyway, I just love those backstories and what they say when they talk about their lives. So that was a big deal. When I called Clutch, who lives in Detroit, I said, who are you going for? Boros. I'm going for Boros. So it's just so fun to see the country all behind people who wanted to play and who was going to play then. You guys, okay, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about the advertisement, the commercials. I was cracking up. I don't know if you guys saw, we used to pick our favorite commercial till it became all about the halftime show. But did you see John Legend's commercial? Did anybody see John Legend's commercial?
I didn't.
When I tell you, he had.
Caterina, what do you think about his commercial?
I was in the kitchen, so I kind of saw it on the side. I saw him laying down. And I don't even remember what the commercial was for. I just remember, it hit me, and I didn't look at it. And that's what's so funny about some of these commercials. You have to think back to what they were selling.
I mean, that commercial, he was talking about there's Headspace. Headspace is an app for meditators. And he has a show on Headspace, and it's called Sleep with John. And he had on Valentine's pajamas, and he said, go to bed with me. He said, I don't think that way. I just need to go. Oh, my God. He was like, I just love all of y'all. I mean, he and his wife got an interesting sense of humor that's crazy, but it was hilarious. He was hilarious. And what about the Doritos commercial? Somebody talked about the Doritos commercial. The flaming hot one with the animals. That was hilarious. If y'all thought that, but no one thought it. No favorite.
The animal was my favorite. That was my very favorite, I think. And then the second one with the kids and the little football players.
That was so good. Yes, the virtual. That was the virtual football players. That was hilarious. And Lamar Jackson from the Baltimore Ravens, he was all over that commercial. So that was a really good one. Listen to this, you guys. A recent survey claims that over $1.4 billion, 1.42 billion chicken wings were expected to be consumed during Super Bowl. So they were saying that the food and the ad, a 30-second commercial while they were showing the Vince Lombardi trophy and other highlights of past games, sold for $6.5 million. 30-second commercial.
Wow.
Every commercial. That's so crazy. And
Unbelievable.
they said, Wall Street said that when you put an ad on during the Super Bowl, that same ad could cost you sometimes $1 million more just because it's being played during the Super Bowl. So hilarious. Okay, so Dorothy said the swap. I don't even know how to say swap. That was so funny. The swap was good. Okay, so we're gonna switch. We're gonna switch a minute, and we're gonna talk about the halftime show. Now, Sabrina, were you home in time for the halftime?
I did. I just said yes. Got home for the halftime show.
Okay, for the halftime show. When I tell you, for like 2 days before the Super Bowl, nobody was talking about the team out here in the Baltimore area. Everybody was talking about the halftime show. Everyone was talking about, are you ready? I just put on my Instagram, I said, here comes Mary. Here comes Mary in the halftime show, guys. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kim Chicken, and 50 Cent. Not 50 Cent, 50 Cent. Hanging upside down with the surprise appearance. And then Anderson Paak. I mean, Jeff rapper Sean Forbes and Warren Snipes performed. It was amazing. So what you guys think about the halftime show?
I liked it. It was old school. I knew all the songs. It was a party. It was old school party. I loved it. And you know, 'cause sometimes I'm either all about the halftime show, and sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to watch the halftime show because I'm not interested in entertainment. I mean, they don't really do a pretty good job to me before the artist is not there. Right. And I was all up in every last one. I mean, 1, 2, and whenever the next came, I was just in the boat. It was awesome. I loved it. I loved the costumes. I loved the lighting. I loved the set. I loved it all. And Mary J. I'm a 555. Then she gets the name. Oh, Mary J. I wish Mary J. had one more song. I was like, Mary, just give us one more fast song. Give us one more fast song. But I loved it. And I don't know if y'all caught it, but if you didn't download the Pepsi app, you missed part of the experience because it was an immersive 3D experience that you could see behind Snoop. You could see his feet as he was quick walking. You could turn to the audience. It was really, really awesome. We got on Zoom. Me and my college friends all got on Zoom just for the halftime show.
No way.
Yeah, my college girlfriend. Yeah, it was. We were all up in it.
That would have been fun. That was a good idea, Caterina. That was a really good idea. Now, is it too late? Because I downloaded the app when we told us to download the app. But we have to see it live.
They said there's something still there, but I don't know. But I know while they were on stage, it was. But they collected our information, so they gonna use it for something.
Oh yeah, for sure. You guys, the halftime show. Listen to this. Number one, the artists don't get paid any money in the halftime show. They pay nothing. They usually pay for themselves. The Super Bowl halftime show is arguably, one of the most expensive performances televised. Every light, firework, or drone can add thousands of dollars to the final bill. The 2020 show with Jennifer Lopez and Shakira was $13 million. Lady Gaga show was $10 million. Weekend last year, Weekend was the show. He used $7 million of his own dollars. Right? Of his own money to do the show. But they said that they estimate the cost of this show to be $20 million. I was like, from $7 million to $20 million.
So, Gloria, who finds that? If they don't get paid and the artists use their own money to produce it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't know.
But listen to this. Now, I heard
it's an investment.
Right. I didn't know until my girlfriend that was over here told me that Mary J. Blige dropped a new album 2 days ago. And last time Jennifer Lopez was on the Super Bowl, her Spotify went up 335%. Shakira's went up by 230%. So weekend music sales soared by 385%. So I guess he made that $7 million back as soon as he got off the stage. They said that the apps, Spotify and Apple Music, were the ones who should have paid for it, their apps increased by 41%. The apps increased by 41% after the Super Bowl. Halftime show, that was big. And then, of course, the controversy was Eminem knelt at the Super Bowl. Did y'all hear about that controversy? Yeah. Yeah. What'd you hear? Yeah. They told him not to take his meals anyways. I'm like, how you gonna tell him not to kneel? Okay, I bet I'm gonna do it. Just end racism, but don't kneel. Okay, I don't know if you don't have enough time to go there, but no, we got. Yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the music. Dang, God, we were getting ready to go into that one, boy. We were getting ready to go deep into that one. So we're gonna break for the music. Take our commercial break, and we'll be right back. And thank you for hanging with Me Got Issues at 9, 10 a.m. to Superstation. We're so excited to be here. We'll talk to you in just a second.
mean, I had a great time at halftime, but you still need to hire more African American coaches, head coaches. So I don't know if they did think they learned some things to an uneducated consumer, but we need to keep the conversation alive. We need to keep the NFL. We need to keep talking about what's important to talk about. The 70% of the NFL is black, and we have that 1.5, 2 black NFL coaches.
You said it right, 1.5. You said 1.5.
Yeah.
We have, because I didn't even know that till last night. Steelers. I know it's not on top. What's the name?
Yeah.
But then because Lovey just got a new team. Did you know what Lovey's team is? Is it the Minneapolis?
No, not Minneapolis. I would say one of our callers, somebody typed in the chat who Lovey is with. But anyway, so Gloria, so masking, I don't know who they think they're fooling if they think they're not masking anything, because you know what? That halftime show, that was great, it was fun, we liked it, but that's not going to fix the real issue at hand. So let's stay on, you guys, continue to have to keep the conversation alive and well.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know the conversation, you definitely need to look up the conversation and know, because the women are huge voices now, and men are talking about it, and we need to be in that conversation so they know about it. They said that Ryan Lewis, is that his name? I don't know his name. I don't know what I'm talking about. Floyd is his last name. But that he's going to definitely get paid, but that he highlighted this situation. And the big conversation was whether Bill Belichick did it on purpose or didn't do it on purpose. What does Kenny think? What does Kenny think about Bill Belichick?
About the text? Did that on purpose?
Why is that controversy?
No, I didn't do it on purpose. I think it was an honest mistake. I think it was, he was texting congratulatory message to his boy, and it went to the wrong person, okay? Period. You guys know we've all texted the wrong person, the wrong message.
Right. Let me tell you something. I had a heated conversation at our SuperBowl party. Heated conversation. One person said, Bill Belichick doesn't make no kind of mistake like that. He does not make everything he does is strategic. Everything. They were hardcore. Then my other friend who played football is like, no, that was a mistake. He had too bright coaching for him. So it's very, very interesting. Very emotional. Very emotional, that feeling. Very emotional. And then they talked about how not only the NFL felt about Eminem kneeling, but how the police force was going to feel about it and all that. So it just had a very interesting feel that was going on. They said, well, Dr. Dre played piano next to Eminem, and that was a big deal. So it was just very controversial, underlining, but it didn't overshadow the joy that was there, because Mary definitely brought the beat that was really good. So
We're going to have hip-hop artists that's all about that culture, and then tell them not to kneel. It didn't surprise me that they said that, but I'm like, that's the culture. If you listen to the words they have the song, they're talking about the issue itself. So,
right.
No,
that's an excellent point, Sabrina, because that is the culture of hip-hop. The culture of hip-hop is to be controversial. The culture of hip-hop is to talk about the things that are uncomfortable. The culture of hip-hop is to galvanize.
And to tell the truth, and to speak so many people are feeling, but afraid to speak it, so they put it in song. Absolutely. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they signed up for. So, Gloria, we talk about the love. Yeah, we did talk about love.
Yeah, we're going to talk about love. The last 7 minutes, we're going to talk about love. Right now, Sabrina, go ahead and talk about love. Look, we want 3 minutes. You know we go to commercial break at 6:56. So we got 3 minutes. It's Valentine's Day. We love the Super Bowl. We love the commercials. We love halftime. And we love love. Okay, so go ahead and talk about love. Go ahead and talk about some love. Go ahead and talk about some love, since you started this whole conversation about how I love the Super Bowl so much. Go ahead. But I did have some things. Okay, so here's what I want to do, though, really. I want each of us to give an advice on if love like romantic love, because there's a lot of love going on out here. I talked to a friend of mine today who called a person who made a significant difference in their life and had talked to them in 25 years. And just making that phone call made them feel so amazing, so amazing. So my first piece of advice, so y'all can point up. My first piece of advice is that you can show love by showing appreciation for someone who hasn't heard from you in a very long time. It is not too late in the game to do that, but it really does make a difference when you reach back. I was talking to some people who made a difference for me in my life. So, finding love, Sabrina. Finding love, Caterina. What do you want to say about finding love? Sabrina or Caterina?
Go ahead, Caterina. Well, since we only have a couple minutes, I just want to say this. This woman said that she buys her son flowers every Valentine's Day because he told her that most black men don't receive their flowers until their funeral. So I was thinking, wow, we can give love in so many ways, and calling a girlfriend for Valentine's Day can mean the world. Mary House used to do that for me as a single woman, and it meant the world to me. I remember it to this day.
Wow. Guess what, y'all? We got Harry on hold. Harry, are you still there with us?
Yes, hey, I'm
Hey, Harry, how are you? Thanks for calling. We got you. Did you have something you wanted to add to the conversation, Harry?
Yeah, looks like it's a call dropped.
Oh, John. Okay, thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Hold on, he's calling right back. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Jerry. You live on the air. Okay. Hello. Hey. How you doing? Saturday.
That's all right.
Yeah, I had a question. This was entertainment for the Super Bowl. That was Jay-Z, right?
He was there, but he wasn't on the entertainment that night. But we saw him in the stands.
I mean, I've heard that he had put together the whole thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The theme was entertainment from the 90s, right?
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
Well, why? I just couldn't understand. Why did they have the environmental piece?
I don't know. I didn't even see that part. I didn't see the environment.
Well, it was just in the music. They went to the music, and then they had a whale hanging from a fish hook upside down.
Oh, I missed that totally, Haley. I missed that.
I'm just kidding. I'm talking about 50 Cent.
Oh. Okay, hey, you have to call back when we don't have to commercial break. Oh my goodness, because that was funny. Harry. Horrible. Wait, we got to give Sabrina 10 seconds. Go ahead, Sabrina, for your love. Go ahead.
Yes, keeping you shut